It may be the weekend, but the internet never stops. That's why Bretman Rock called out all the influence.
Okay, stop. Alter egos and personification have been around forever. From pretending to be a famous pop star who overuses makeup, to make an alter ego about a psycho who raps about killing pregnant women. And from the title of this video, you might be able to see where I'm going with this. Hello, I'm DoktorSkipper, and this is the first video you've watched from me. Here's a message from my editor.
He doesn't pay me as much as I deserve. I do everything and get no credit. Please, as an audience, value me.
Knowing Def Noodles, he'll probably say I'm a dog abuser, but in reality, I'm just a dog backwards. In this video, I'm going to talk about characters on the internet. If you expected me to just yell about how Def Noodles' voice is annoying and that he wears cat ears, I apologize. Next time I'll paint my picket fences and you can watch those dry if you want for some entertainment. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Some of you might not even know who Def Noodles is, so let's put our heads together and find out. What's up? My name is Dennis, I'm not even trying to pronounce that, and Def Noodles is a show I create. Jesus Christ. Look, this isn't a job interview or a dating website, so I'll just elaborate without the filler because I don't really care if Dennis paints his nails on the weekend or plays piano. Yes, Dennis, I know you want to call me homophobic or sexist, just fucking try me. Def Noodles is a self-proclaimed news channel. When I say news, I mean with big quotations that covers anything that's worth a couple of clicks. As much as Dennis might think he's in Candyland or Willy Wonka's factory, in reality he's just a bully, coward, and overall culture vulture that will block anybody in the world who understands this before facing the facts himself. Personally, when I look in the mirror, all I see is his handsome, lovable face. Okay. I get it. As I said, Def Noodles is definitely a coward. I skimmed Dennis's boring-ass lawyer description earlier, but the important variable we need to account for is his channel disclaimer. I'll put this disclaimer on screen and you could read it for yourself. But for those who don't fully understand, this message is basically saying I could do whatever the fuck I want and you can't call me out because I'm playing a character. And while you might think this is just some PR bullshit he's doing to avoid getting sued, it's not. He genuinely thinks this disclaimer is effective. But hey, this is Dennis we're talking about. I could jiggle my car keys in his face and he'll start spitting up on himself like an infant. And he also truly believes this PR bullshit gives him a force of protection from criticism and accountability. He attempts to be a comedian while also covering and even fabricating controversial news.
Dream exposing an alt-right YouTuber. By the way, am I the only one who always has trouble opening up Capri Suns? The straw always goes all the way through.
And while I find monkeys flinging their own shit to be more hilarious than a 25-year-old man who talks like a Muppet, it's still technically comedy.
Other rap news, rapper DaBaby dissed JoJo Siwa.
So the big taboo here is that Mr. Muppet uses his news platform to slander anybody he doesn't like and hides behind a wall of delusion. He claims Def Noodles is a character that's built on the basis of satirical comedy. Before I cover the character aspects, let's pick apart Dennis as a news channel. When Keemstar covers news on Drama Alert, he attempts to be fair and neutral. Of course, Keem fails at this, but at least he tries to put on a game face.
You got some fucking balls on you, bro. You sick, disgusting, fucking piece of trash.
Dennis doesn't do this. Dennis will put anybody he likes in a negative light no matter what the context. You see, if you don't like Dennis, you're a fascist, alt-right extremist, sexual predator, or anything that he can manage to pull out of his ass to make his impressionable fan base conclude an opinion. Where you might have choice of words to say about John Swan due to his cutthroat nature on Twitter, the only big thing I see with John Swan that could probably be called out is he could be a little bit rude and insensitive at times. Unless you're Dennis, of course, who claims he's a fucking alt-right YouTuber. Oh, silly me. Not only John Swan is an alt-right YouTuber, the whole community is.
Hello everyone, it's me, public enemy number one of the alt-right commentary community, a cat in a Minecraft house, and today we're looking at
Of course, as a self-proclaimed news channel, this is incredibly irresponsible and slanderous, but we'll get back to this later. But I don't know, his irresponsible tangents on Twitter, we should probably call him out for this. Oh wait, you can't, because he's blocked half of the community and takes anybody calling him out as clout chasing. Def Noodles can't handle criticism. I mean, this has definitely been talked about, and if you look up specifically Def Noodles rant, you find multiple people's war stories. Like Grady Hooper's, for example, where he called out Dennis for his hypocrisy and copy-paste content. In the video, Grady remained pretty calm and respectful. And of course, instead of responding to the criticism, Dennis tweets out, "Absolute genius, makes video telling the world he's madly in love with me." When it comes to criticizing people, I don't like to pull the age card a lot because it could be deeming it unnecessary to conversations. But this is a 25-year-old adult responding to somebody who's a minor. He's 25. This is a grown-ass man. You're a grown adult responding to valid criticism like a 13-year-old who goes haters gonna hate. Dennis, you're a tool. But Dennis can't take being called out on his actions. His justification for being an immature man-child was that he shared the kid's videos to thousands of people. Dennis, hear me out. You're supposed to respond to the criticism. Doesn't matter if you share the video to your moronic hive mind, you're still a massive asshole. I know it's easy to claim numbers don't matter when you don't have any, but in this case they really don't. If a channel with 100 subscribers was to make a video on me pointing out my flaws and mistakes, there's two ways I could handle it. I could be humble, level-headed, and take accountability if necessary, or state my disagreements. Or I could be an asshole and mock the criticism and say the person's obsessed with me. And then after I could claim it's okay for me to mock them because I shared their link to my Twitter and fan base. You know, the one that's definitely against them and biased to me. Because you know, they're my fan base. Don't ever do number two. This is not only disrespectful, but it's insanely egotistical. It's hard enough as it is to be a small person in an argument, but the larger one claiming that their hate is a privilege is the reason why they shouldn't have the platform that they have. Dennis had no intention of promoting this kid. He wanted to mock him to his fan base, and when people caught on that a 25-year-old was trying to silence a minor, he ran from the situation and tried to be righteous. Dennis, you can't take accountability. If you take a cookie from a cookie jar and you accidentally break the jar, you should just say, "I'm sorry," and apologize. But if Dennis was in the situation, he broke the cookie jar, he would want you to say thank you. You see, those cookies could have made you fat. He's looking out for you. He did you a favor. Say thank you. Come on, say thank you. Can I get a thanks? Thanks? Thank you? Thank you. Hey kittens on all you lovely people. I'm going to be talking about a perverted Nazi YouTuber named...
I've been talking to little kids on the internet and it's pretty weird for a grown man.
You claim you're a news source. This isn't news. You're being petty and masking your hatred as you're spreading fake news.
What are you talking about? I'm just covering the news.
People are gonna call you out for this. Why?
But Rocket, but Rocket, one time he made fun of my art abilities, and now I have a chance to make him look bad. Look, Rocket, this is all satire. DoktorSkipper's a character I made. You see, I can do whatever I want because it's all satire. It's a character. You think I'm attempting to ruin people's careers, credibility, reputation for my own vindictive and petty reasons? Are you serious? I'm the news guy. I don't take sides. I just make jokes. Why do I get no respect? It's just all fun and games.
Shake? Can you get my shake? Shake your booty?
The character of Def Noodles is bullshit. Everyone on YouTube is a character to an extent. In this video, I might come off as aggressive and even an asshole to an extent, but this is technically a character. My character of DoktorSkipper is an enhancement of myself. And of course, this does actually give me an excuse to comedy. If I'm insensitive, rude, or judgmental, that's just my character writing. The most popular example of this is Filthy Frank. Filthy Frank is volatile, offensive, and disgusting, but George Miller should never receive any accountability for this. Frank's a written character, and because he's a written character, George deserves to be disconnected from this. Frank and Joji are just two different people. Frank's actions are for entertainment, and the only people usually getting hurt in the process is himself. Frank's opinions, actions, and statements are all self-contained. If Frank was to make an edgy racist joke, George Miller can claim that this was for a character and that's justified. Characters are made with the intentions of displaying narratives or entertainment. If you play a racist person in the movie, does that make you a racist person? Of course not. That's ridiculous. You're just playing a racist character. You don't deserve the attachment. But Dennis, you're not creative, you're not ambitious, and you're not talented. You're just a piece of shit who masks slander and hate with a shield. Calling John Swan an alt-right YouTuber has no comedy, truth, or flair. You're just trying to smear the reputation of somebody you have a disheartening to. You don't do anything interesting. You just sit in your chair and harass children. How's you reaching out to people's parents talking about them vaping a character? What source of entertainment does this have to anybody? How's you calling somebody who has no political influence an alt-right YouTuber fucking comedy? There's nothing funny about it. But comedy is subjective. Fuck off. You know this isn't comedy. You just don't like him because him and Augie disagree with you. You can't hide behind the character thing when there's no character. You're just using your editing gimmicks to spread hate. Overall, I think I kind of said things I wanted to say, but if I have to end this with anything, I just have to say this. Dennis, when it comes to you as a person, I think you're a piece of shit, and I think when it comes to YouTuber, you're just not funny and a piece of shit as well. For being a news network, you do nothing but spread misinformation. For being a comedian, you're prejudiced and unfunny. You're a 25-year-old man-child pussy who can't take accountability. And I'm sorry, Mr. Muppet, you could whine and block me on Twitter. I'd rather have someone stick a baseball bat out their car window and smack me in the head going 70 miles per hour than get a pat on the back from you. To put the bow on this present, I got a final statement from Augie. You know, the big milkman himself. Def Noodles is someone who for some reason thinks he could get away from the consequences of what he says by using the age-old satire excuse. I thought that after the Leafy debacle in 2016, the general audience was smart enough to see what true satire is, versus someone saying shitty things then hiding behind childish excuses. But apparently not. But that's why Def Noodles is able to get away with what should be a laughable response of, "Oh, I'm just playing a character, so you can't get mad at me when I say nothing is real." This is, quite frankly, the dumbest logic I've ever heard. And it's more dumb that his fans see this excuse, believe it, and go along with it. When I entered our public debate and pushed him on this, he told me that jokes are jokes, but they reveal a bit of truth. Recent tweets from his personal account say much the same. So if you're just joking while you're calling me a Nazi, you also say that your jokes have truth in them, what then is the joke? And where is the line between what his character says and what his real opinion are? Obviously, to any rational listener, anyone could realize this excuse is bullshit. But whether you are a teenage girl or a middle-aged cat mom, this is all Def Noodles needs to say to get away with uttering the most high-end shit about other people. He is impossible to talk to because every claim he makes is just a joke one minute, but a serious call at the next. And the worst part is that he could fuck with me and my friends and get away with it, because his audience is that of 500,000 subscribers. So no one on his level holds him to accountability, and he knows that and takes full advantage of it. Once again, thank you to Augie for sending the statement. You probably know who he is compared to me, but if you don't, well, this is him. That being said, now this is the outro. I have more videos on the works coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, the best way you could help me is by subscribing. We're so close to 10K, which is pretty awesome. I enjoy doing this, and the most easiest way to support me is just by supporting me, subscribing and turning on notifications to see what I do in the future. I recently got a join button, so if you want to at all support my creative endeavors, you can. It's 100% optional, like 100%. I don't want to feel like a homeless guy with a tin can. You could do it, it's completely optional. But for real though, see you in the next one.
Nobody gon' ruin me. I just call my wife up, let's get Hoover free. I put all my ice up in my Louis V. I just caught my mama crib, I'm back over east. Let me get your ear like Holyfield.